Hello students, I am Sunil Ranjan and I am an English teacher. Now here in this session I have come up with the summary of The Mill on the Floss by George Eliot. So here I begin. The Floss is actually a river. The mill here is actually Dorcloat Mill, the family home and business of the Tullivers, located on the river Floss. In the early days of the Industrial Revolution, which happened in England during the 18th and 19th centuries, factories were often run by watermills and were thus called mills. These mills produce things like textiles, grain, etc. So this title helpfully clues us into the setting. The mill plays a big role in the novel. It becomes a goal for the Tulliver family, a place that they desperately want to reclaim after losing it in a disturbing lawsuit. The mill also indicates that business and industry are going to play a role in this book. So the mill is a home and a business, something that greatly shapes the type of life that the book's main family lead. Secondly, we have the river Floss. Rivers and water imagery and the themes play a huge role in the novel, and including a mention of a river in the title helps to highlight this fact. Tom and Maggie Tulliver are brother and sister growing up at Dorcloat Mill, which has been in their family for generations. They have a good number of family relations living nearby. Their aunts and uncles frequently come by to argue amongst themselves and to scold Tom and Maggie. Tom and Maggie spend most of the time getting along well, or else fighting horribly. Maggie is very smart. As she is very emotional, she always gets in trouble. There are two major concerns for the Tullivers: school and a lawsuit. Tom and Maggie are both sent to schools. While at school, Tom meets a deformed boy named Philip Wackham, who is the son of Mr. Tulliver's arch nemesis. Mr. Tulliver dislikes Mr. Wackham, a lawyer, since he is involved in a lawsuit against one of Wackham's clients. Mr. Tulliver loses his lawsuit and things go down for the Tulliver family. They go bankrupt and Mr. Tulliver's health begins to fail. Mr. Wackham buys the Tulliver family mill, which causes Mr. Tulliver to hate the Wackhams even more and to curse them. After the lawsuit failure, the Tulliver children are forced to leave school and start working. Tom begins to work for one of his uncles as he is obsessed with paying off the family debts. Maggie finds comfort in an extreme form of religion, but she later puts that aside in favor of a secret friendship with Philip Wackham, who has been in love with Maggie ever since they first met. Maggie's passionate nature continues to cause her a lot of pain. Tom discovers Maggie's relationship with Philip and forbids her from seeing him again. Maggie is torn but decides that family loyalty comes first. Her relationship with Tom is badly damaged. Shortly after this, Tom manages to pay off the family debts, but the joy is ruined when Mr. Tulliver attacks Mr. Wackham and then dies shortly afterwards. The Tullivers move away from the mill. A few years pass and Maggie returns from a stint as a governess to stay with her cousin Lucy. Tom has worked his way up in his uncle's business and is now successful. Maggie meets Stephen Guest, Lucy's boyfriend, and the two fall in love. Philip also returns, and Maggie finds herself confused in such a difficult situation. Eventually, Stephen and Maggie are unable to control their feelings, and the two try to elope. But Maggie's conscience hurts her, and she leaves Stephen and returns home in disgrace. Maggie reconciles with those closest to her, but she fails to get along with judgmental Tom. As she continues to suffer emotionally, the local river floods. Maggie goes to rescue Tom, and the two reconcile their differences. All other characters survive, but Tom and Maggie drown in the flood. Finally, Tom and Maggie are buried together. So, this is the end of the summary of the novel The Mill on the Floss. So, I hope students you have understood the story, and if you have subscribed to my channel, well, it is fine. If you haven't, do subscribe to my channel so that you are able to get a lot more in my forthcoming videos. Thank you.